All right, guys, we are back. Thank you for tuning in to this update. Let's get on into this thing. I want to give a shout out to my subscribers, to my members. Thank you guys for joining. Any questions or concerns, please comment, like, subscribe. So, guys, I am now at war with 3 of my former coalition members. We got Uruguay. We got Buenos Aires. And we got Santa Cruz. As you can see, he's retreating from that province right here. So guys, what I'm doing right now, let me just explain some of my strategy to you right now. In this situation, my job is to let him come, let these guys come, and to protect. This is all about defense over here. We're not making any advances in those areas. All about defense. Now, I may send somebody forward just to act like I'm going to do something, but really we're in a defensive posture. My main focus, let me help you understand what's going on here. My main focus is the southern part of this continent. Because once I get Santa Cruz out of here from the southern part of the continent, I can hold the line and start to build a front line that can just continuously move towards the north. So my whole goal was to get Santa Cruz from the south anyway. So all of this stuff that I'm doing now is just to distract a little bit, cause a little confusion. But my real focus, guys, the real meat and potatoes is down here, going down to the southern part where Santa Cruz is at. See, Santa Cruz was too greedy. He should have protected that bottom part. That's a very valuable and hard to penetrate, that southern area he had, and he let me invade. He gave me an opening into that area. So that's gonna definitely it's gonna definitely cost them. This is a time to not rush. You need to really study your opponent, see where they're moving, see where units they're trying to send in. Really a time to just study the map. This is what I do when I'm just relaxing, playing the game. I don't move all over the place. I sit back and I see, okay, how can I get the best outcome in this situation? And it's not about rushing. I think sometimes people try to rush. You got to know how to move in a calculated way. another thing, guys, you really want to learn. One thing I discovered, I wasn't a big fan of those Zeppelins. These guys right here. I was not a big fan of the Zeppelins at first because I did not understand how it really worked. But now that I fully understand how to use my Zeppelins, those are very valuable. Zeppelins are extremely valuable. When you learn how to operate it. Let me give you a couple key notes about the Zeppelin. Let me help y'all out a little bit. For those that don't know what to do with it, let me give you some pointers about this Zeppelin that I've discovered. Number one, yes, the Zeppelin can travel very, very far. It has a very, very, very long range. So that was one of the first things I noticed about it that I was impressed by. Okay, so now you got long range. Also, the Zeppelin is very, very strong and has a very, very good shield. I think the only thing that can penetrate probably that Zeppelin very good would be the fighters. I think the fighters is about the only thing you can use to really take down those Zeppelins. That's another thing you need to keep in mind. But what I think the people that created that Zeppelin and put it into this game, what I think they had in mind was, well, the number one reason why they probably made it, and the most valuable part about it to me, is the fact that someone can have a bunch of troops on a level 5 fort, and that Zeppelin will bypass the amount of troops on that base and will directly attack that fort. Now, don't get me wrong, you gotta have, the ratio has to be right. But that is very, very, very valuable. Especially when you get late, as you can see, when I get later on into this game, you'll see different times where I just sit that Zeppelin over certain people's forts. And by the time I come back to the game, that fort gone, but the troops are still there, and I can see how many troops they got, and I can make my move. So very, 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 very valuable once you learn how to use it. Okay, hold up. Let me go back for a minute here. Alright, so we're preparing for that attack right there. As you can see, I already got a fort set up. So this is going to be a suicide mission. It's all about knowing when to be offensive, and then you got to know when to kind of just slow down a bit. And look, they say 3 brains is better than 1. We'll see. I think most people, without experience, you would panic. And you see all these people coming. You see all that coming. So I'm going to show you how to settle down as a player. Just settle down and let it work itself out. Because the main thing, like I said, is I will protect my borders at all costs. These borders are covered, so I can take the bulk of my troops that I got here and bring them on down here, so they can play defense. That's all. We about to go play defense, like football. We not letting nobody get past the line. Back in the day, they had a team called the it's a team called the Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they had something called, I think, the steel curtain. We're gonna put the steel curtain on these guys. I got my tank coming over here, guys, that I got from my bonus. And if you really study the way I've set up, everywhere you look, I got somebody there. I got somebody there protecting my base. You don't trust nobody on this game. And you don't underestimate anybody. You have all your bases should be covered. Like I said, I came in here just to kind of throw these guys off a little bit, give them something to do. But my main focus is my front line. As long as they don't penetrate that front line. And then you also want to look around to see who's a threat, who you may have to be concerned about. As I start to formulate my plan and whatnot, I got to see what's going on all around me. I see Laredo. He's about the biggest. He's the second biggest on the continent, so I want to know what he's doing. But I'm also looking over here at Western Cape, and that scares me how large he has gotten already. And Spanish Sahara also scares me a little bit how large he's gotten. You always want to know what's going on around you. Alright, so that's pretty good for this update, guys. I do got a lot of messages I got to check, but I don't want to check it right now because I can already tell you that's these guys over here complaining. Hey, man, what are you doing, man? Hey, buddy, can we be at peace? Come on, man. I mean, what? I don't want to hear all that. So I'm not even going to check those messages. Alright, so stay tuned, guys. I'll keep you guys updated. Don't miss a beat. This map right here will get crazy, okay? So stay tuned, and I'll be right back to follow up with you.